Alice's last gift. For many summers, my family went on vacations. We always got into the car and drove out to the countryside to see the beautiful scenery. But this certain summer, I had to work, and they left without me. I felt rather left out, and I remember waving goodbye to them, especially to my favorite younger sister, Alice. She was such a sweet and cheerful girl. She always did nice little things for me, like giving me a new pen or making special cookies for me. After my family had been gone for a few days, I received an emergency call at work. I was told that there had been a terrible automobile accident. I rushed up to where the accident had taken place to find that my brother and sister Alice had died in the accident. When I arrived at the hospital, the doctor told me the terrible news. I was trying to be brave. I didn't cry. I just stared at him. I couldn't believe what had happened. It wasn't true, was it? Then a nurse came up to me and handed me a purse. "I believe this belonged to your sister," she said softly. I opened the purse. There were things most normal 14-year-old girls might have. Pens, a pencil, a little basic makeup she had been experimenting with, a few coins, and then I saw it. It was a crumpled up piece of paper. In fact, it was a napkin from a restaurant in the city they had stopped in just for breakfast. I slowly unfolded the napkin. On it was written, "I love Jesus." I didn't understand, but suddenly I started weeping and weeping. It was as if the dam had burst. I didn't understand her note, but I started crying and I couldn't stop. Alice's last words were very strange to me. After all, my family originally was a Buddhist family. Some Buddhism was mixed with ancestor worship. Most of us were not very spiritual. None of us would have considered ourselves to be Christians. So, what happened to Alice? Then, later on, months after the accident, others told me the story. The weekend before the fatal trip, Alice had gone on a retreat and apparently had accepted Jesus into her heart, as they said. Apparently, she was very, very excited. She had said that she couldn't wait to get home to tell me all about it. Well, that fatal morning, the family had stopped for breakfast, and I guess Alice was just writing things on her napkin. That was her very last gift, her final present to me. I became convinced over time that Alice had gone to heaven. Where else would such a sweet girl go? And then 11 years later, I too came to accept Jesus into my heart the way Alice had. And 20 years later, the whole family came to know the great love of God. I will always thank Alice for being the first one in our family to learn about God's love. But most of all, I still love her so very, very much. And I know in my heart that someday I will see her again. And we will hug and laugh and cry and share with each other all the stories we never had a chance to tell each other on earth. One day,